what is behind this wall. It is one of the most important mysteries of season number 5, at least of the first volume, and whatever we have known from the first volume, I have gathered all those facts and have come down to basically 2 different theories about this, and I'm really confused. I want you guys to help me out about which theory could actually be true. So in this video we're going to talk about all of those true theories, and please stick around till the end because it's going to be interesting. So first of all, we have to talk about 4 different points through which we have gathered all the information. Number 1, the first time that we located this wall, it was through the eyes of Elle and Hopper. Elle and Hopper run into this wall and they find a shoe, and that shoe belongs to Holly Wheeler. This is where we established that Holly might be behind this wall, who was taken by the Demagogue, and this is the point number 1. Point number 2, where is Holly? So the next time we see Holly, Holly is living her best life in the house, in the literal house of Henry Creel, but this is just a memory. Henry has trapped the poor soul of poor mind of Holly Wheeler into his own mind prison consisting of all of his memories, and one of those memories is obviously his house and also the place where Max is hiding, the cave. We'll talk about that in a different video, but for this video just understand Holly's mind is trapped in the memories of Henry, and that place is something in a very different plane. Point number 3, where is Holly's physical body then? So Holly's physical body was shown to us in one of the scenes, one of the visions of Will Byers, where he saw again a few more kids. Her body is hooked up to this vine, and if you think about it, this is the exact same way in which Will's body was hooked up to the vine in the first 5 minutes of Stranger Things season 5, volume number 1, episode number 1, which also happens to be 12th of November 1983, 6 days after Will Byers was first taken out. And Will Byers was first of those children whom Vecna targeted and hooked up to that vine-y thing, whatever that causes you to do. Anyways, by understanding all of these 3 points, we can clearly assume that Holly's physical body is beyond this wall. This place is beyond this wall that has been established by us. Now the 4th point, it is extremely important and takes us to the next part of the video, which is about when the hell was that wall created. So by Dustin's theory, we get to know that the wall is actually a circle, and that circle is surrounding the upside down Hawkins. So this is the upside down Hawkins, and that upside down Hawkins is surrounded by this wall of this gooey fleshy element, whatever this is, and at the center of that wall and at the center of that circle is the DOA, Department of Energy, which is obviously the different name for the Hawkins lab where everything started. And in the trailer we have also seen a scene in which we have Jonathan and Nancy here, and it feels like that it could be the top of the Hawkins lab, and this little ball of energy is bursted into something, and that energy spreads across the entire upside down Hawkins. And in this scene, if we carefully look at it, it kind of looks like that energy is actually hitting, or that wave of energy is actually hitting the wall. Yes, it kind of looks like that, but we'll talk about this in a different video because we don't have anything to talk about that because we can't really break it down. But the next point I want to talk about is, now whatever I want to talk about here, I have to start this with the introduction of Dimension X. Now we all know that in season number 4, when we saw the backstory of Vecna or the backstory of Henry Creel, we know that when Elle banished him into the upside down, it was not the upside down, but it was Dimension X, because it looks completely different than the upside down that we know of. That Dimension X is yellow, that Dimension X is not a snapshot, is not a replica of Hawkins, and that Dimension X had the vines, and it also had the Demagogues or the Demagogues or the Demos basically, and that place is obviously different than the upside down that we know. Our upside down is red, blue has a red lightning, it is dark, it is blue, and it is a snapshot of the upside down, which is the most important part of it. Now let's come back to our 2 theories. Number 1, this wall existed from the start, and beyond this wall is actually the Dimension X. So this wall which is surrounding the snapshot of Hawkins, this upside down Hawkins and the wall existed before as well, and beyond this wall we have the Dimension X, and we all kind of think that there is our world, that is number 1, that is point number A, our world, then we have the upside down, point B, and then we have the third point C, which is the Dimension X where Vecna was transported. So this is point A, point B and point C, and when Elle banished Henry into the upside down, she banished him like this, from point A to point C. But then later on, when 11 created the upside down by mistake in season number 1 in the year 1983, she created a snapshot of Hawkins, which is point number B, and that is a kind of a buffer world in between all the 2 dimensions. It is kind of a buffer dimension between point A and point B. That means between our world and the Dimension X. Our world and the Dimension X is connected through the upside down, and that is why the upside down is kind of isolated from the dimension X. Now theory number 2. Now forget all of the things that we discussed in theory number 1. Theory number 2 is pretty straightforward. So Vecna created this wall after season number 4. So in season number 4 we obviously know that he was brutally attacked and he was in a very delicate state. So in this delicate state itself, he created a wall around the upside down Hawkins, and he set his base of operations, or he started living beyond that wall, which is now his base of operations, which is where he actually lives now. And that could be the reason why he was not traceable by 11 in her bathtub, and that is why he was not seen for 18 months, not by the military. He was not found by the military, and nor he was found by 11, because he lived beyond that wall, and that wall is so strong that you can't even penetrate that wall. And obviously this is why he was living there, and he was rebuilding himself, he was working on his new plan, and that is all to it. So our second theory is all about Henry creating this wall as a protection for himself after he was brutally in a very bad state after season number 4. Now tell me in the comments what do you think about both of these theories, and please just share your thoughts about this. I want this to be a two-way conversation. I want to discuss all of these theories with all of you guys. Please do that. Please comment and please share your thoughts about both of these theories, and also enlighten me with all your facts about your theories as well. And as always, thank you so much for watching.